Praised be Abishu, who defeated mighty enemy warriors, who advanced when all others retreated, who slew the great river monster. Protector of the Tigris and Euphrates, he honored Enbilulu. Praised be Abishu, hero of all Babylonia, who fought with gods on his side. Sing his praises through the land of how he honored the great king Hammurabi, and escaped the underworld, and fought with a god and won, and sacrificed himself for his kingdom. Praised be Abishu, faithful protector of Babylon and her rivers, whose strength was matched by no other. Praised be Abishu, restorer of peace.
The king called out, praising Abishu before all the people, saying, Abishu, you have protected Babylon from invaders who tried to tear down her walls, capture her cities, and steal her riches. The king praised Abishu's incredible strength and courage, and his superior strategy in battle, proclaiming him a hero, who vanquished fear from within the city walls and restored peace, prosperity, and happiness. A great cheer went up from the people, and they praised Abishu for all he had done to protect them. But Abishu addressed the king and the people, saying, My lord, there is no reason for praise, for I have realized my purpose. My purpose is to protect the people, keep unity in Babylonia, and honor King Hammurabi's code, no matter the cost. Then the great ram's horn sounded, calling soldiers to protect their kingdom from invaders, and Abishu leapt up, hurrying again to battle to protect the great Babylonia.
The soldier spoke, saying, Do you see the warriors of the enemy? They are very strong and very large in number. Surely they have a god on their side. Who will strike us down? We cannot win against the army of a god. But Abishu called out to the soldiers, Brethren, Nergal, god of plague and war, has assembled his army against us. But they are an arrogant and untrustworthy people. They have no honor nor truth. Be brave, and we will strike them down. But when the enemies came forward, the Babylonians retreated in fright. Only Abishu came forward, with the mighty bronze sword in his outstretched hand, and slew the warriors of Nergal until they all lay dead at his feet. The Babylonians saw what Abishu had done, and rushed to him, and rejoiced in his victory. They praised him, saying, Praise Abishu! His supreme strength and strategy led him to victory. He defeated the dishonorable warriors of Nergal. See how they all lay dead at his feet. But Nergal, god of plague and war, saw what Abishu had done, how he struck down his army until all of his soldiers lay dead on the ground. And Nergal became angry. Nergal went to Adad, god of rain, storm, and hurricanes, and told him of what Abishu had done. Adad sent a storm of wind, lightning, and vicious rain to the great Tigris and Euphrates rivers, and out of the rain from the storm and rushing water of the rivers created a monster powerful enough to wipe out armies and leave cities in ruin. Nergal put into the monster the lust for war and death, and sent it to find Abishu, to kill his army and destroy his city. And the soldiers, on their weary return to Babylon, felt the earth shake, heard the wind shriek, and saw the grasses shrivel. And they cried out, trembling in fear, and saying, Surely we must have angered some great being. The monster came closer until all the soldiers could see its fearsome features, and they shrunk back in fright. But again, Abishu came forward and began to battle with the monster. Enbilulu, god of the Tigris and Euphrates, saw what Nergal and Adad had done, how they created a monster out of his sacred rivers and used them for their own selfish purposes. He saw Abishu fighting the river monster and joined him in battle until the monster lay dead at their feet. Then Enbilulu spoke to Abishu in thanks, saying, Nergal and Adad created this monster from my rivers out of anger to destroy you, your army, and your city. But by battling this monster, you've honored me and the rivers. So Enbilulu praised Abishu and helped him and his soldiers return safely to Babylon.
Abishu, soaked in his glorious victory, dripping in the blood of the monster, was greeted by the embrace of the people. They praised him, chanting, No man is as mighty as fearsome Abishu. No man is as awe-inspiring as the unvanquished Abishu. The king threw grand feasts in his honor, and the people were unified once again. But Nergal, in his great fury, observed the joy of the people. I must again bring chaos throughout the land, spite the wretched Abishu. So Nergal set a plague among the people, pitted brother against brother, spread dishonesty and slander, and wreaked havoc and confusion. Illness flocked among the people, and starvation brought many to death. Abishu saw the people he vowed to protect fall in the face of Nergal's evil. He spoke to himself, saying, I must reunite the people and return them to Hammurabi's code. I shall seek counsel from one who's in connection with the mighty gods and find out what to do. So Abishu traveled to the ends of the city where there stood a massive ziggurat. He entered and encountered an elderly priest praying to the gods. Abishu approached the priest, saying, Holy priest, man, who converses with the gods, provide me with counsel in my time of distress. The priest replied, saying, Abishu, the most honorable warrior in all of Babylonia, you live to unite the people under Hammurabi's law. Who better to give you advice than King Hammurabi himself? Your only choice is to go to the underworld and speak to him.
The priest warned Abishu, telling him of the dangers of the underworld, and explaining that it is the land of no return, of which no mortal man had ever escaped. But Abishu replied to the priest, saying, It is my purpose to bring unity to the kingdom of Babylonia, and I will do it no matter the cost. So, with the help of the priest, Abishu descended down, and reached the gates of the underworld. But the spirit guarding the gates saw Abishu, and spoke to him, saying, Abishu, what is it you want with the world of spirits? Don't you know no man has ever escaped with his life? Abishu told the spirit of all that Nergal had done, and that he must speak to Hammurabi, to learn how to restore unity to the once great kingdom. So the spirit let Abishu pass. Abishu found King Hammurabi in the underworld, and told him of what Nergal had done, how he had sent an army to destroy the Babylonians, and created a monster out of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, and sent it to kill Abishu and destroy Babylonia. How he wreaked havoc in Babylon, causing death and illness, slander and dishonesty, and caused the people to disobey Hammurabi's laws. King Hammurabi listened to Abishu's plight, then responded, saying, Nergal possesses the worst trait of them all. He is dishonest, and will not honor his word. The only way to stop the chaos and return the people to my laws is to sacrifice yourself. Abishu spoke to King Hammurabi, saying, If that is what it will take, then that is what I will gladly do. My purpose is to unify the people. I have no other choice. And so Abishu promised to honor Hammurabi by restoring his laws and bringing peace to the empire. And so he began to leave the underworld.
Nergal heard that Abishu was in the underworld and saw his chance to end Abishu's life. So as Abishu began to ascend from the underworld, Nergal attacked him with great strength. Abishu fought vigorously and battled with Nergal out of the underworld. Once they were above ground, Abishu knocked Nergal to his knees and placed his sword at Nergal's throat. At this, both god and man ceased their fighting. Nergal cautioned Abishu, saying, No mortal can kill a god. As long as your heart shall beat, I will wreak havoc throughout all of Babylonia, spread disease and chaos, slander and dishonesty. No man shall be spared, and all unity will be broken. Abishu then replied, saying, Then I will take my own life for the salvation of my people. If I perish, then you will stop your chaos. Let no one else suffer for the sake of my life. Now let the people be our witness in this agreement. Nergal agreed to Abishu's proposal, and they journeyed to the ziggurat, where many people were gathered. Abishu stood in front of the people, proclaiming, I have been placed in this land to unite the people. I have fought in many battles and defeated vicious enemies, ruthless monsters, and mighty gods. But what is it worth if I have not brought peace to the land? I have always served my kingdom, but now I must make my greatest sacrifice for the good of the people. I must do what no weak man could ever do. May Babylonia always be united under the just laws of King Hammurabi. Then Abishu, with joy in his eyes, picked up his sword, pierced the blade through his heart, and spoke his final words. May my sacrifice not be made in vain.